what's up, guys? I'm on my way to work, and I'm gonna do a quick video in response to a shooting last night in New Orleans, not in the French Quarter, but in local New Orleans. On Claiborne Avenue, there's a daiquiri shop called Jazz Daiquiris, and 10 people got shot altogether. 3 died, but 7 was injured. And what happened at the daiquiri shop is the main reason I don't go out. I got a lot of friends because of what I do for a living. A lot of people tell me to come out, meet them at places. And it's like, schoolmates. We have a local daiquiri shop. But it's the young crowd. It's never ever guys my age. I'm 42 years old. It's never ever people like the grown and sexy. That's what we call ourselves. The 30 and above crowd. Really, I would say 25 years old on up is about the age where you kind of start buying property. You may own a little something, and you got a little more to lose, so you think before you shoot up a fucking crowd of people. But this daiquiri shop, it's kind of known, to have like a real young and unstable crowd. They bring a lot of money, because young people will spend money on drinks, and the problem is, so when you don't have adequate security, you have the parking lot crowd. Now, majority of crime at nightclubs happen in the parking lot outside, where if you get patted down by security, you can't bring a weapon inside. What happens outside, of course, is not the responsibility of the club or the bar. So a lot of crime and a lot of shootings, all of that stuff takes place outside, and that's exactly what happened. They shot the fuck out of this place. I'm talking cars, windows, property. And when you live in New Orleans like I do, and you are one of the people that speak out about it, you post on Facebook about it, you get this kind of reaction. Oh, you are a stereotyping ass nigga. All you do is talk bad about New Orleans, which I don't. But of course, there's no nice way or happy way to speak about a fucking shooting. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, but you can't give me property in New Orleans. I'm sorry, you really can't. And the sad thing about what I'm saying is New Orleans got some bomb-ass fucking houses. If you ride through and see some of these renovated properties, bro, it look like San Francisco. It's beautiful. It's walkable. Great climate. Like, I don't know if you can see the weather. Well, my phone is great. But, it's, like, right now it's maybe 70 degrees, kind of overcast, and it's going to be real cool today. But it's going to rain, but it's going to be cool and tolerable. Slight humidity. But the people who live here live for the day. The criminal justice system lives for the day also. Where you will have somebody like, I don't know who the suspects are yet, but I guarantee you, and it always never fails, whenever there's a situation where we have a big ass massive shooting like we did 4 years ago at Mother's Day, they had a Mother's Day second line. If you don't know what a second line is in New Orleans, it's basically a jazz band, a brass band. And they'll just bump music, and they play tubas and drums, and there's a guy with an umbrella dancing, and these drum majors and shit, and they got the little handkerchief and they flagging. Just Google the word second line New Orleans, and it's a big ass event. It's like Mardi Gras Indians come out, Navy dancing, and like they're having a seizure and shit, but it's all like bounce music and all that shit combined with like jazz music and brass bands or whatever. And it was having a Mother's Day second line, and 2 brothers. I don't know if they was twins, but these 2 brothers, and I don't know how the fuck the cops identified these guys, because the video is from the back of their heads shooting, and I think somebody had a cell phone filming the second line coming towards them. So the view was like from the back of the guys shooting, almost as if the guy with a cell phone who filmed the video, who just happened to be lucky enough to catch it on tape. It was almost like the shooter was standing in front of him, and he was filming the shooter from the back, like a video game, shooting at the crowd. And how the fuck they identified these 2 brothers is a mystery to me. But thankfully they got identified. But the point I'm making is, these guys shot into a crowd. They didn't kill nobody, but they injured like 30 motherfuckers. And it was 30 people just trying to, celebrate Mother's Day. So it's one of these things where the criminal element here is a young element, a young, unstable, non-thinking, non-calculating element, where they just like fucking unleash on anybody, and it don't matter who gets it as long as they get their target. So it's one of those things where, this is what I mean earlier when I mentioned about the criminal justice system, is that every time, and you know what I'm about to say, Every time they identify any kind of suspect, unfortunately, it's always somebody where you hear the prosecutor say, "Oh, they should have been locked up forever. They should have been locked." This is like their 15, like incident or what have you. So that's the only thing about New Orleans that people who don't live here don't understand is when you mention the crime rate, is that the kids are doing it are like 14, 15, 16 years old, and they always out of jail. In fact, there's a little dude who just did some ignorant shit. I forgot what he did, and he had a fucking ankle bracelet on. In fact, you can't make this up. There's a judge named something Marullo, old white guy. But they call him. They actually had a nickname for him. They call him Let Him Go Marullo, because he was like one of these old Italian dudes who felt, I guess he had white guilt or whatever. But this dude would just let everybody go. And every time you get a lawyer, he was like, "Please get me in Marullo courtroom," because he knew you was going home. So Marullo had an old, funky Mercedes. Long story short, they carjacked him. While they was carjacking him, he saw one of the guys and he was like, "Hey, didn't I let you go like 2 weeks ago?" And the kid recognized him as a judge, like, "Oh my God, you the judge that give me the ankle bracelet or whatever." So it's one of these things where you can Google that story too. They took his watch and everything, took his car, and the judge was so like laid back. He said, "Well, I'm a criminal judge, so I see these guys every day, so I'm not really that scared of like young dudes in my face or what have you." But they carjacked the judge that released them 2 weeks prior. So that's how weird the city of New Orleans is. So the police didn't release if it was out of the 3 dead, which was men or women, but it's just a really bad string of crime in the city that it's just something that I had to talk about. I don't really do videos on New Orleans itself, but to wake up to a ton of Facebook posts about a mass shooting in New Orleans, and it's always us. When it's a mass shooting, I mean the black people. It's other black people like that are unleashing a club of, you and your girl going out and you got on your best outfit, you got your cologne on, you having a good time, and showing up somebody coming out with a gun, and they mad at the world on some beta male shit, and they're just gonna fucking, the whole world got to go down with me. So anyway, guys, that's just something I had to talk about. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Go to artbyricco.com. That's ARTBYRICCO.com. Go to theopinionjunkie.com, and also go to my other YouTube channel, and that's Art by Rico, or you can go to Tough Love Dating on YouTube. I'm out of here.